Hey, English learners! Ever felt a little unsure when you're asking about the menu or ordering food and wondered if you're saying things just right? Well, you're in luck. Today, we're diving into a real life restaurant conversation with our friend Leo to unlock the secrets of speaking more naturally and confidently. We'll pinpoint common mistakes and show you how to sound just like a native speaker. Ready to learn by doing? Let's watch and correct together.
Hello, are you ready to order or do you have any questions about the menu?
Yes, I have a question. What chicken cook with?
When our customer says, "Yes, I have question," it's super close. But a native speaker would typically say, "Yes, I have a question." Why? Because question is a countable noun, meaning you can have one question, two questions, and so on. So, we need that little word a before it. Then the customer asks, "What chicken cook with?" This one has a couple of things we can tweak to make it perfect. First off, it's missing some words. It sounds a bit like a secret code. We need to make sure our sentences have all their parts, especially the helping verbs. Second, the word order can be improved. We want to make it sound like a typical English question. So, here are a couple of much more natural ways to ask this. If you want to know what ingredients are mixed in with the chicken, you'd say, "What is this chicken cooked with?" This clearly asks about the ingredients used in the dish. But often, in a restaurant, people want to know what side dishes or other items come with the main meal. For that, a super common and friendly way to ask is, "What comes with this chicken?" This is a great phrase to remember when you're ordering. And if you're curious about how they prepared the chicken, like if it's grilled, fried, or baked, you'd ask, "How is this chicken cooked?" See the difference? Adding those little words and getting the order right makes it sound so much more like a native speaker.
Hello, are you ready to order or do you have any questions about the menu?
Yes, I have a question. What is this chicken cooked with?
Sure. The chicken bowl has grilled chicken, rice, black beans, corn, salsa, and sour cream.
Okay. And the rice, is it spicy? I can't eat anything spicy.
Next up, the customer asks, "Okay, and the rice, is it spicy?" This is understandable, but we can make it flow more smoothly. Instead of saying, "The rice, is it spicy?" a more natural way to ask this is the rice spicy?" In English, when we ask a yes-no question, we often start with the verb, like is, are, do, or does.
Sure. The chicken bowl has grilled chicken, rice, black beans, corn, salsa, and sour cream.
Okay. And is the rice spicy? I can't eat anything spicy.
No, the rice isn't spicy at all. It's just plain white rice.
Ah, good. And the chicken? Is its skin grilled hard?
Our customer then asks about the chicken. And the chicken, is its skin grilled hard? This is a great attempt to describe the texture. However, instead of grilled hard, a more common and natural way to describe crispy skin on grilled food is to say it's crispy or well-grilled. Hard can sound a bit negative, like it's difficult to chew.
Is the chicken skin well grilled?
Yes, the skin is grilled until it's nice and crispy.
I see. And sour cream? What is sour cream?
The customer correctly asks, "What is sour cream?" This is perfectly fine. No changes needed here. Sometimes simple is best.
I see. And sour cream? What is sour cream?
It's a creamy, slightly tangy dairy topping. kind of like yogurt but thicker.
I don't like milk things. I want the chicken bowl, but no sour cream.
When the customer says, I don't like milk things, we understand they don't like dairy. A more natural way to express milk things in this context would be dairy products or simply milk. If you want to be more general, you could even say, I don't really like creamy things, if that's what you mean. This part is almost perfect. The but no sour cream is excellent and very natural for modifying an order. However, the phrase I want can sometimes sound a little direct or demanding in a restaurant setting. A more polite and common way to order in English is to use I'd like, short for I would like. It softens the request and sounds more courteous.
I don't like dairy products. I'd like the chicken bowl, but no sour cream.
Absolutely. I'll make a note. No sour cream.
Thank you. And drink, I want juice orange.
Finally, for the drink, the customer says, I want juice orange. This is a very common mistake. In English, when we talk about a type of juice, we put the fruit before the word juice. So, it should be orange juice. Think of it like apple juice, grape juice, etc. Here, the and drink part is a little bit abrupt and sounds like you're listing items quickly. While I want orange juice is understandable, as we just discussed, I'd like is generally preferred.
Thank you. And for a drink, I'd like orange juice.
No problem. 1 orange juice. Is that everything?
Yes. No more. Thank you.
When the waiter asks, Is that everything? The customer replies, Yes, no more, thank you. No more isn't quite right here. A more natural way to say this would be simply, That's all, or That's everything.
No problem. 1 orange juice. Is that everything?
Yes, that's all. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll be back shortly with your drink.
So there you have it. Just a few small changes can make a big difference in how natural and confident you sound when ordering food. Practice these phrases next time you're at a restaurant, and you'll sound like a pro. Now, for a super effective way to practice, we're going to do some shadowing. If you're new to shadowing, it's where you listen to a native speaker and try to repeat what they say almost simultaneously, mimicking their rhythm and intonation. It's fantastic for fluency. Here's how we'll do it. You first listen to the entire conversation, without subtitles. Just focus on how the conversation flows and try to get the overall meaning. Then you'll hear the conversation again, but this time with English subtitles to help you understand clearly. After each sentence, please repeat aloud. Try to match the speaker's pronunciation and rhythm. Finally, we'll play each line in the conversation one more time. Again, listen carefully. Pay attention to the pronunciation, intonation, and rhythm before repeating after each line. You'll speak naturally, just like a native speaker, in no time.
Hello, are you ready to order, or do you have any questions about the menu?
Yes, I have a question. What is this chicken cooked with?
Sure. The chicken bowl has grilled chicken, rice, black beans, corn, salsa, and sour cream.
Okay, and is the rice spicy? I can't eat anything spicy.
No, the rice isn't spicy at all. It's just plain white rice.
Is the chicken skin well grilled?
Yes, The skin is grilled until it's nice and crispy.
I see. And sour cream? What is sour cream?
It's a creamy, slightly tangy dairy topping. Kind of like yogurt, but thicker.
I don't like dairy products. I'd like the chicken bowl, but no sour cream.
Absolutely. I'll make a note. No sour cream.
Thank you. And for a drink, I'd like orange juice.
No problem. 1 orange juice. Is that everything?
Yes, that's all. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll be back shortly with your drink. Hello, are you ready to order, or do you have any questions about the menu?
Yes, I have a question. What is this chicken cooked with?
Sure. The chicken bowl has grilled chicken, rice, black beans, corn, salsa, and sour cream.
Okay, and is the rice spicy? I can't eat anything spicy.
No, the rice isn't spicy at all. It's just plain white rice.
Is the chicken skin well grilled?
Yes, the skin is grilled until it's nice and crispy.
I see. And sour cream? What is sour cream?
It's a creamy, slightly tangy dairy topping. Kind of like yogurt, but thicker.
I don't like dairy products. I'd like the chicken bowl, but no sour cream.
Absolutely. I'll make a note. No sour cream.
Thank you. And for a drink, I'd like orange juice.
No problem. 1 orange juice. Is that everything?
Yes, that's all. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll be back shortly with your drink. Hello, are you ready to order, or do you have any questions about the menu? Hello. Hello. Are you ready to order? Are you ready to order? Or do you have any questions? Or do you have any questions about the menu? About the menu. Hello, are you ready to order, or do you have any questions about the menu?
Yes, I have a question. What is this chicken cooked with? Yes, I have a question. Yes, I have a question. What is this chicken cooked with? What is this chicken cooked with? Yes, I have a question. What is this chicken cooked with?
Sure. The chicken bowl has grilled chicken, rice, black beans, corn, salsa, and sour cream. Sure. Sure. The chicken bowl has grilled chicken. The chicken bowl has grilled chicken, rice, black beans, corn, rice, black beans, corn, salsa, and sour cream. Salsa and sour cream. Sure. The chicken bowl has grilled chicken, rice, black beans, corn, salsa, and sour cream.
Okay, and is the rice spicy? I can't eat anything spicy. Okay, and is the rice spicy? Okay, and is the rice spicy? I can't eat anything spicy. I can't eat anything spicy. Okay, and is the rice spicy? I can't eat anything spicy.
No, the rice isn't spicy at all. It's just plain white rice. No, the rice isn't spicy at all. No, the rice isn't spicy at all. It's just plain white rice. It's just plain white rice. No, the rice isn't spicy at all. It's just plain white rice.
Is the chicken skin well grilled? Is the chicken skin well grilled?
Yes, the skin is grilled until it's nice and crispy.
Yes, the skin is grilled. Yes, the skin is grilled until it's nice and crispy. Until it's nice and crispy.
Yes, the skin is grilled until it's nice and crispy.
I see. And sour cream? What is sour cream? I see. I see. And sour cream? And sour cream? What is sour cream? What is sour cream? I see. And sour cream? What is sour cream?
It's a creamy, slightly tangy dairy topping. Kind of like yogurt, but thicker. It's a creamy, slightly tangy dairy topping. Slightly tangy dairy topping. Kind of like yogurt. Kind of like yogurt, but thicker. But thicker. It's a creamy, slightly tangy dairy topping. Kind of like yogurt, but thicker.
I don't like dairy products. I'd like the chicken bowl, but no sour cream. I don't like dairy products. I don't like dairy products. I'd like the chicken bowl. I'd like the chicken bowl, but no sour cream. But no sour cream. I don't like dairy products. I'd like the chicken bowl, but no sour cream.
Absolutely. I'll make a note. No sour cream. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll make a note. I'll make a note. No sour cream. No sour cream. Absolutely. I'll make a note. No sour cream.
Thank you. And for a drink, I'd like orange juice. Thank you. Thank you. And for a drink, I'd like orange juice. I'd like orange juice. Thank you. And for a drink, I'd like orange juice.
No problem. 1 orange juice. Is that everything? No problem. No problem. 1 orange juice. 1 orange juice. Is that everything? Is that everything? No problem. 1 orange juice. Is that everything?
Yes, that's all. Thank you. Yes, that's all. Yes, that's all. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, that's all. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'll be back shortly with your drink. You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
I'll be back shortly. I'll be back shortly. With your drink. With your drink.
You're very welcome. I'll be back shortly with your drink.
How did that feel? Don't worry if it was tricky at first. The more you practice shadowing, the more natural these phrases will become. You can rewatch this section as many times as you like to keep practicing. And that's a wrap for today's lesson. You've done an amazing job diving into real English conversation. We identified those common pitfalls, learned how to express ourselves more naturally, and even practiced shadowing to get that pronunciation and rhythm just right. Remember, the key to sounding natural is consistent practice. Go back and rewatch this video, especially the shadowing part, and keep mimicking those native speaker sounds. The more you practice, the more confident and fluent you'll become. If you found this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss our future lessons, and hit that notification bell too. We'd love to hear from you. What other English phrases or situations do you find tricky? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for learning with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.